Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while since I made a video, and it hasn't been that long. It was so dramatic. It's been like since Friday, so a week and a half maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the world right now. If you're anything like me, it can be slightly overwhelming, but I know the God I serve, and so that keeps me sane. But man, it's so much. The protests and the anti-Semitism and the violence that's been happening on some of these campuses in the lower 48, and even here today I heard that there was some ceasefire protests on, I believe, Northern Lights here in Anchorage. And so, suffice it to say, I was surprised that here in Anchorage they had some of that, but here we are. And so, I was recently reading Revelations. This is not an easy message, guys. I'm just gonna, maybe the hair is like a fun time to kind of take the heat off, but this is not an easy one for me to share, but it's important. I was in Revelations recently, and what I kept hearing in my spirit, or I feel like what the Holy Spirit was telling me was just to remind His people to hold fast, because during these times it's messy, as we can see, and it's may get messier. So I'm going to share some verses, and so buckle your seatbelt. Here we go. So Revelation 12, I'll share a little bit. Then I heard a loud voice shouting across the heavens, "It has come at last, salvation and power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of His Christ. For the accuser of our brothers and sisters has been thrown down to earth, the one who accuses them before our God, day and night. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony. And they did not love their lives so much that they were afraid to die." Lock in, because they did not love their lives so much that they were afraid to die. So I think for maybe people in other countries where it's very real to die because of your faith and be persecuted unto death is very real for people in places maybe like Nigeria and places in the Middle East and stuff like that. Americans are not as, what's the word I'm looking for? Americans are not as immersed in that kind of persecution. Ours is a little more covert sometimes, oftentimes overt too, but not so violent, if you will. However, it has happened in this country. If you remember Columbine, where people were asked, "Do you believe in Jesus or do you believe in God?" and were killed and said yes, and were killed right on the spot. So it's not unheard of in the States, right? But it's not as rampant. But the day could come where it could be. I just want you guys to be prepared. I don't want to be like the bearer of bad news here, but this is Bible. This is not me. I'm just sort of the messenger reminding you, if you will. So therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who live in the heavens rejoice. But terror will come on the earth and the sea. For the devil has come down to you in great anger, knowing that he has little time. So the devil knows he has little time. He's angry and he's coming for us. And nobody wants to read that, right? But here we are. It's the truth. So again, that's Revelation 12, and that's verses 10 through 12. So I also want to take a little sip here. It's my thermos that matches my hair. I keep it fun too. It's not all doom and gloom, guys. I gotta keep it real here. By the way, shout out to that person that said they watched my video and they were, I guess, laughing along because I was joking along in this one part. But then later on, they said that I locked in, and they were like, wow, you're like a preacher. And I was just like, thank you for that. Okay, I'm just doing what I feel God's calling me to do. And it's not easy, sometimes. Like, I feel vulnerable, and I feel like kind of weird sometimes doing this. But I also feel super honored, super blessed to use my talents to share the word. All right, here we go. Revelation 13:10 says, anyone who is destined for prison will be taken to prison. Anyone destined to die by the sword will die by the sword. This means that God's holy people must endure persecution patiently and remain faithful. God's holy people, that's us, y'all. So if you're a believer, if you're a follower of Christ, we must endure persecution patiently and remain faithful. There's people that are not enduring persecution faithfully and remaining faithful. United Methodist Church. Did I just put y'all on blast? Y'all put yourselves on blast because you're accepting things that you know are not Bible, and you're not enduring persecution patiently and remaining faithful. You're just like, I'll just bend the knee to the world and just do what, the evil things the world is going with. I'll just go with that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that just came out of my mouth right now, but here we are. Jesus help me. And then lastly, I will share, again, Revelation 14:12 says it this way. And this is from the New Living Translation, if you're wondering. So Revelations 14:12 says it this way. This means that God's holy people, again, Christians, here we go, must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands, and maintaining their faith in Jesus. So obviously there's persecution, and if you haven't felt it yet, I certainly have. I can testify to that later about something that happened to me at a workplace. That hasn't been obviously the only thing, but if you haven't been feeling it yet, you surely will. And it's just reminding us, God's holy people, you must endure persecution patiently, obeying his commands and maintaining their faith in Jesus. So, I'll just add this. A little bit further down in 13, it says, blessed are those who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, they are blessed indeed, for they will rest from their hard work, for their good deeds follow them. We are in the end times. It's obvious to me. I hope it's obvious to you too. I don't want you to live in this bubble of la-di-da. I mean, have a great time like I do. I mean, hello. I'm the... I like to be fun. But I want you to also, we have to have our eyes open. We have to be sober-minded, and we have to be praying and be aware of what's going on. And persecution here in the States, we're feeling it more and more. It's getting pretty obvious that the government wants to censor everything we do, everything we say. There was once upon a time when the United States had freedom of religion. I'm not really sure where we stand with that now, because it's like we're being persecuted left and right, and we're being censored, and it's wild. So endure patiently. He's coming back. Bye, y'all.